The American School Counselor Association, in collaboration with the Reach Higher initiative, presents 2018 School Counselor of the Year celebration. I am your host, Elizabeth Godek, with the Eliot Hine Network. Special guest for this wonderful celebration includes Michelle Obama, former First Lady of the United States. This is Elizabeth Godek, broadcasting with the Eliot Hine Network. We are broadcasting live from the Kennedy Center. Joining me today is John B. King. How do you think school counselors are helping to close the achievement gap?
Well, school counselors play a really important role in schools. They help make sure that school is a safe and supportive environment for all kids, and they help to make sure that kids have a plan for what to do after high school. They help students think about college and careers, help them do college applications, get financial aid for college. So the role of school counselors is really important. That's why we're here today to celebrate them.
Why do you think that it's important for kids to get their education?
Yeah, education is really important for having good options later in life as an adult, to be able to have the career you want, and also to be a good citizen, able to make good decisions for our democracy.
Can you help us with our kids' campaign to interview President Obama?
Well, certainly President Obama is still very, very busy, but I'm glad that you all are here today to hear from Mrs. Obama. She'll talk today about the importance of students going on to college after high school and talk about Reach Higher and the ways we're trying to support students so they can make the best choices after high school.
This broadcast is being brought to you by the Eliot Hine Network. Have a great day. Welcome to the Eliot Hine Network. I'm your host, Elizabeth Godek. Joining me today is Eric Waldo. What is your next big goal for the Reach Higher initiative?
Thanks, Elizabeth. Our big goal is to keep lifting up stories of students who are celebrating and persisting to and through college. So we want to tell the stories of young people who are going to make a commitment to go to college, whether that's a 2-year degree, a 4-year degree, a community college. And so actually on May 1st, we're going to celebrate College Signing Day around the country. So we're going to host over hopefully 1,500 rallies around the country. That's our number from last year. We want to beat it.
What inspired you to help students to and through college with Reach Higher?
You know, I was really blessed to have a great education and had parents who valued education, and I want to pay that back. So I've been impressed and inspired by my work, by getting to work with people like Arnie Duncan, Michelle Obama, and others. And my first job out of college was as a teacher in Providence, Rhode Island, and teaching middle school students in Rhode Island and talking to them about their education is still a thing that I hold near and dear to my heart. So I want to make sure that young people see their own potential, and I know that education is the way they can fulfill that.
Can you help us with our kids' campaign to interview President Obama?
I'm going to do my best. We got to make this happen, guys. We're President Obama. I'm going to send you a request from these guys. They're a hard interview, but you can do it.
This broadcast is being brought to you by the Eliot Hine Network. Have a great day.
Welcome to the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts and to the 2018 School Counselor of the Year celebration. Let's welcome to the stage Dr. Richard Wong, Executive Director of the American School Counselor Association.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We are so excited to be here at the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts to celebrate school counseling today. Thank you, all of us here in the audience, for joining us, and thank you, everyone, joining us virtually through live streaming. Welcome. We hope you enjoy the next hour or so. We've got some really great things planned, a lot of entertaining things, and we hope this next hour will just bring a lot of attention to the school counseling profession as well as to the great professionals who are in it. The school counseling profession has evolved quite a bit in the past 20 or 25 years. Years ago, school counselors were thought of as the person in the school who helped certain kids get into college or some kids who had problems. But in the past 20 years, we've really tried to redefine the identity of school counseling to show that school counselors help every student in the school improve their academic achievement, help them with social and emotional learning, and help them prepare for successful careers in college after high school graduation. So school counselors are vital to the success of every student in the school, and we want to honor the profession today. And through that, We're honoring some very important and special individuals. We have with us the State School Counselors of the Year from all 50 states. Most of them are here with us today, so congratulations to the State School Counselors. All the state school counselors were reviewed, and from that, our reviewers picked 6 finalists, and they're here with us today. We have Crystal Brewer from Mississippi, Aaron Crooks from Delaware, Jeff Hackman from Missouri, Christina Nunez from Texas, and Cassie Ponsolo from Colorado. And our School Counselor of the Year, Kirsten Perry from Illinois. This weekend we honor all of our School Counselors of the Year, but through them we honor the profession of school counseling. And to help us honor them, we have some special guests with us today. And I'm happy to be able to introduce one right now. My wife is a teacher, and most of you in the room know how busy teachers are. And I'm not that busy, but, but I support her. We don't have time to watch too much television, but we do make time to watch Chopped on the Food Network. So I am so thrilled to introduce Ted Allen, host of Chopped. Ted grew up in Ohio and Indiana. My wife is from Ohio, but he considers Chicago his real hometown by adoption. Lately, he's lived in another city close to his heart, New York, specifically Brooklyn. Ted holds a bachelor's degree in psychology from Purdue University and a master's degree in science journalism from NYU. He first worked for newspapers and magazines, notably Chicago Magazine and Esquire, and often tweets with the hashtag #ThankAJournalist. Yeah. And as a former journalist, I appreciate that. After 12 years of writing, TV came calling. Ted began with Bravo's Emmy-winning hit, Queer Eye, then Top Chef, and Iron Chef America. And today is nearing his 10th year as the host of Chopped on Food Network. The show has earned 2 James Beard Awards, the Oscars of the food industry. Ted was honored to present a cooking demo at the 2016 White House Easter egg roll. Today's event is his 4th supporting Mrs. Obama's work to increase educational opportunities in our country. So please help me welcome Ted Allen.
Thank you. No matter how many times I say it, nobody ever thanks a journalist. But I try. As executive director of the Reach Higher initiative, a program that started under Mrs. Obama's leadership, Eric Waldo is working to inspire every student in the United States to take charge of their future by completing their post-secondary education, whether through a professional training program or by attending a community college, 2-year or 4-year college or university. His role cuts across policy, advocacy, and community engagement to further the goal, excuse me, for the United States to once again lead the world in terms of college graduates. Since leaving the Obama White House in 2017, Waldo has moved to the nonprofit Civic Nation, where he serves as executive director of Reach Higher and executive vice president for education. Prior to joining the White House, Eric served as Deputy Chief of Staff at the U.S. Department of Education for Secretary Arne Duncan. Please welcome Eric Waldo.
Good morning. Thank you, Ted, and thank you, Richard. I'm so honored to be here today to honor the School Counselor of the Year and the State Counselors of the Year. The work we started with Reach Higher at the White House with Mrs. Obama is critical if we want to lead the world again in terms of the proportion of young people with a post-secondary degree. I'm honored to understand and appreciate the role that school counselors play to get us to that goal, to once again lead the world in terms of the proportion of young people with a college degree. Because we know that if we don't have the most educated country in the world, we can't help more people enter into the middle class. So I'm honored that we brought the School Counselor of the Year ceremony to the White House starting in 2015. We continued that tradition with Mrs. Obama's final speech in 2017, and we're thrilled that we're keeping that tradition going today by honoring the School Counselor of the Year and having Mrs. Obama join us for her first televised teleprompter remarks since that last speech she gave in 2017. School counselors are the ones who make dreams come true, who see the potential in young people, and we're so honored and inspired by all of them. And thank you, everyone in the audience, everyone watching online, for what you do to support young people in their educational journey. Next, I want to tell you about the Lethal Ladies of Bliss who will be joining us on stage. I met them at College Signing Day in New York City in 2017. These are incredible young women from the Baltimore STEP team that go to a school that focuses on education for young women, and they've used the power of STEP to inspire them, to inspire others, and to help them get that motivation along their journey to and through college. Please welcome Howell Berry from Lethal Ladies.
So the Lethal Ladies of Bliss STEP team was founded with 16 steppers at the Baltimore Leadership School for Young Women. Well, it was founded under the values of sisterhood and integrity. The LLOB STEP team was featured in some of the premier STEP performances in the Mid-Atlantic. The Lethal Ladies of Bliss has performed for the Today Show, Good Morning America, at the Essence Festival and the NYU College Signing Day, all while maintaining an acceptable average to participate in extracurricular activities and uplifting the community. The Bliss Director of College Counseling, Ms. Dofat, is one of the most amazing people I have ever met. She is one of those people who enters a room and demands attention with reason. Her mission is for every senior to graduate with a success plan, whether it to be a traditional four-year college, a two-year college, trade college, or even in the armed forces, or any alternative that best fits that student. She goes beyond her duty to ensure each student will complete their success plan with the least amount of debt. Ms. Dofat builds personal connections and relationships with all the students and families, which helps her pick the best opinions and give options for the student and their family. She's a warrior when it comes to ensuring that Bliss students leave Bliss prepared for the world and to become productive citizens. Her good spirit and optimism transcends to all her students. She lives by these words: if we speak it into existence, then it will happen. And if we work hard enough, we can do anything. But she doesn't just say it, she shows us. Everything she says that she's going to do, she does. She doesn't just give up hope and words, but instead she shows us truth, trust, meaning, and most of all, love. The way she believes in us and has faith in us is amazing, and that's what helps most of the students get through the year. Ms. Dofat successfully advised our first graduating class in 2016 and 2017 with 100% college acceptance. And I personally want to thank Ms. Dofat, the Director of College Counseling, for all the tireless work she has done for me and my Bliss sisters. So thank you so much, Ms. Dofat.
We're in Baltimore City. They come home to no lights, not having food in the refrigerator, not having a refrigerator at all. But when they come to step practice, all of those things are erased out of their mind, so they can make it through life.
You up there screaming and yelling and you just stepping. We making music with our bodies. My mother is annoying. And I just feel like, Mom, you gotta chill sometimes.
I'm kind of an introvert. I'm just everything that Step is not. I'm not very dramatic, but all those parts come out of me when I step.
My mission is to make sure each and every one of you graduates from college.
Are these grades your best? Why does the Step team get your best and I don't?
I'm trying.
School is what got me out of Brooklyn. College is what's gonna get you out of Baltimore. Hands up, no shoot!
A lot of our children are lost. They have no one. I feel as though it's my obligation to help them.
I'm willing to work because this is not it for me.
It's not the first time the power's been out. I don't want to have to live like this. So I'm going to work my hardest to make it not happen in my life.
I have like two people inside of me that I struggle with every day. One is unstoppable, that can do anything. And the other is she feels lost and stuck.
If we don't come together, this girl is not gonna make it. 'Cause the whole world's waiting.
This is way bigger than stepping.
It's about not making excuses,
Who you wanna
making sacrifices, having a positive attitude.
Your knees are shaking when your heart is racing.
Step taught me if you come together with a group of powerful women, the impact will be immense.
Get to the other side. To know how it feels to
We stand here today on the precipice of the future.
go, ladies!
Step is life.
The illustrious Michelle Obama taught us that when others are cruel or act like a bully, we don't stoop to their level. No, our motto is, when they go low, we go high. Raise our standards to the sky.
Wow. Now, there are some ladies that you do not want to move into the apartment above yours. You might have caught her on one of the 2 seasons she was on Top Chef, or you might just spend your lunch hour with her from her seat on The Chew, Carla Hall. And chef, cookbook author, and judge on Food Network's Chopped, which is a really good show. You should check it out. My dear friend, Chef Amanda Freitag.
Good morning. Thank you, Ted, for that wonderful introduction. I'm honored to be here to congratulate all of the amazing school counselors in the room today. Woo! When we ask and encourage students to reach higher, to believe in and achieve their dreams, it is so important to recognize the heroes who are tasked with helping students get there. As I look around this room, well, I can't really see you because of the lights, but I know you're there. I know that each of you represents hundreds, sometimes thousands of students who are all trying to find their place and their passion in the world. So when we ask them to reach higher, we're asking a lot of you as well. The men and women here today are experts at helping children succeed. You know when to guide, when to listen, and when to comfort and to understand, and that it's on us to get them where they need to be. I've heard many testimonials outlining the phenomenal work you do each and every day, so that many students recognize that they would not have made it this far without all of you. Recognizing that no one makes it on their own, but for some students, you are the one person in their lives who make a difference. So for the counselors and the consciousness, that was funny. Okay. Who are tirelessly supporting students, going above and beyond the job description. For the school counselors who refuse to give up on those students who has all but given up on themselves. Thank you so very much.
And I want to say thank you for having me. I'm honored to be here, and I echo Carla's sentiments. This day is very special for all of us, and for me personally, because my brother, Justin, is a school counselor. Yes! He is a counselor at Cholla High School in Tucson, Arizona. I don't know if anybody's in his district. And he believes that establishing an unconditional and trusting relationship with his students is the key to their success. Nurturing, caring, and acceptance help his students to believe in themselves on their own terms, giving them the confidence to pursue higher education no matter the circumstance. I was lucky enough in my high school years to have support and guidance from my home economics teacher and my school counselor. They helped me find my path when I was scared to reveal that I wanted to be a chef. Something so unconventional at that time. Without them, I wouldn't be standing here today proudly sharing my story with you. And now, please welcome DeMarcus Thompson, a 7th grade student at Lawndale Community Academy in Chicago, who will share a little bit about Kirsten Perry, the 2018 School Counselor of the Year. DeMarcus?
Good morning, Washington, D.C. My name is DeMarcus Thompson, and I'm a 7th grade student from Lawndale Community Academy. Today, I'm here to thank all school counselors, and especially Ms. Perry, and to tell you how she has made a giant positive impact on our school. Since Ms. Perry came to Lawndale, our school has had 3 years of improved attendance in a row. As our school counselor, she has added lots of activities and programs that make me and other students want to be a part of what's happening at school. In her 2nd year, she started a student council. I asked to be a part of it, and she encouraged me to join. Being in student council has made me very confident. I'm now a big part of Lawndale school activities, from Spirit Week to planning field trips, events, and other projects. Ms. Perry knows that these activities mean something to our students and will have a positive impact on our future. She's always encouraging us to show up at school, get passing grades, and to do what we have to do to go to good high schools. Ms. Perry's attitude has had an effect on the whole school, on the entire school. Now we have more groups coming in to help students with activities and extra homework. In addition to Pitch In, these mentors come from Y-Men, A Ray of Hope, and You Can Help. They teach us how to keep violence off the streets, in our neighborhoods, and in our school. What I like about Ms. Perry is that she doesn't just organize events, she also plans them. She also participates in them. For example, she started an after-school running program that I've participated in. She runs with us, helping us stay fit and keeping us away from our electronics. To conclude, I would like to thank all of you here today and Ms. Perry and for everything you do to make our schools great places for kids. We are lucky that you care about us and our futures. Thank you for your time and have a good day.
Now that's a tough act to follow. Lala Anthony is an actress, producer, New York Times best-selling author, and entrepreneur. She can currently be seen on Starz Network's #1 hit show, Power, as well as upcoming episodes of Star on Fox. Last year, Anthony launched her anticipated denim collection at Lord & Taylor. As part of their collaboration, she released Our Hearts Go Out to Puerto Rico t-shirt to keep relief efforts going for those affected in the aftermath of Hurricane Maria. 100% net proceeds will be going back to the charity foundation Unidos for Puerto Rico. Anthony continues to use her voice and resources to support other philanthropic efforts, including Girls Incorporated of New York City, a nonprofit that educates young women and gives them the confidence and skills necessary to succeed in college, in their careers, and in their communities. It is also my privilege to introduce now actor Connie Britton, who you may know from American Horror Story, Friday Night Lights, and currently 911 on Fox. Ladies.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
How you doing this morning? It's awesome. It's just incredible to be here to celebrate everybody here in the audience, and just thinking back on my education and how important teachers and counselors were to my growth and also in helping me become who I am today. So every time I speak to young students and go to schools, I just drive that message home. Utilize what's around you. Utilize your teachers. Talk to your teachers. Talk to your counselors. They're there to help, and I definitely, encourage students to do that, and also talk about how important education is. And I've been working with Reach Higher for a while now, and just really, really pushing students to have education past high school and understand how important that is just in life. So thank you so much for having me. I'm honored to be here, and I'm honored to celebrate all of you.
And I am also so honored to be here today, and I just want to really be here to acknowledge all of you. You all are soldiers of love. And you're soldiers of love if the battle is for human dignity and human progress and human compassion and human justice and human equality and human wisdom. You are at the forefront of that fight. And I want to thank you for that. I want to salute you for that. And I want you to know, most importantly, that we support you. We are behind you. We are a grateful nation, and I'm so grateful to Michelle Obama and all the people at Reach Higher for making sure that this work is being done and that you all are being honored, because you're in the trenches, you're in the fight, and we honor you and thank you. So thank you so much. It's our honor to be here for you. And now it is a great honor and thrill to welcome Kyla Evans, a freshman at Noble Street College Prep in Chicago. Kyla.
Hi. Oh, I love you too. It's nice to meet you.
My name is Kyla Evans. I was a student at Lundale Community Academy for 6 years. I finished 8th grade as a part of class of 2017. I would like to spend my time telling you about the difference Ms. Perry made in my life and others at the school. I met Ms. Perry when I was in 7th grade. I got to know her when I used to go to her peace circles. I was getting into a lot of fight with other girls and having some personal problems outside of school. My bad. I was messing up in school, and my grades were bad. Ms. Perry helped me learn how to control my anger by not reacting to small things and taking it out on everyone at the school. Ms. Perry helped me and other girls get counseling from other counselors who would come to the school. School became more fun. I used to not care if I missed school, but she made me want to come to school. I was the team captain of the running program. We ran a 4-mile race together. That was a lot of fun. I also participated in a dance and rap program, which I love because I love to dance. I like that Ms. Perry make herself available, and I feel like I could talk to her about anything. At the end, I graduated and I finished 8th grade, and my grades came out good. I am in high school now at Noble Street College Prep. Ms. Perry is still here for me. I still struggle. Sometimes I feel like giving up, but I still visit Ms. Perry at Lundale Community Academy because I know she'll keep pushing me to do good in school, believe in myself, and think about my future. Ms. Perry shows every day that she cares about all the kids at Lundale. She wants us to be prepared for our future. whether it is helping us with high school applications, providing information of sex ed, or talking about the roles of the police in Chicago. I'm so glad Ms. Perry won the National School Counselor of the Year Award because she is the kind of counselor that all kids need. She makes all the kids on London feel loved and like we do anything we dream of. Thank you, and thank you for your time.
And now please welcome John B. King, former Education Secretary in the Obama administration. And President and CEO of the Education Trust. John?
Good morning. I'm grateful to the Reach Higher team, to Eric Waldo, to the Reach Higher board and the Reach Higher partners for their commitment to centering student and teacher voices. Grateful to Mrs. Obama for being a fierce champion of education equity. Grateful to Kirsten Perry, our 2018 School Counselor of the Year, and all the amazing school counselors who are gathered here with us today. The role of school counselors couldn't be more important, particularly at this moment. Think about this school year, which has been disrupted by a travel ban directed at people of Muslim faith, by Nazi and KKK marchers marching across a college campus, by threats to our students who are protected by DACA that cause them and their families to live in fear of deportation. A school year that's been disrupted by a diminution of the protections for LGBTQ young people. A school year where we are desperate for sources of hope. And that's what Reach Higher and school counselors are about, providing hope to young people, providing hope to communities. I know how important that is because that's what school did for me as a kid. I grew up in New York City, the son of two New York City public school educators. My mom was a school counselor. She actually was the school counselor at my elementary school, so I was a very well-behaved elementary school student. But then my mom passed away when I was 8 in October of my 4th grade year, and I lived with my father, who was quite sick with undiagnosed Alzheimer's. So home was this place where I didn't know what my father was going to be like from one night to the next, where I was often scared and confused, lonely, sad. But school was this place that was engaging and interesting and compelling, where I had teachers and counselors who cared about me and supported me. My father passed away when I was 12. And I moved between schools and family members, but it was always educators who gave me a sense of hope. They could have looked at me and said, here's an African-American, Latino male student going to a New York City public school, family in crisis, what chance does he have? And they could have given up on me, but they didn't. They believed in me. They helped me have a sense of what was possible in my future. That's what school counselors do. That's what Reach Higher is about. That's why it's so important to celebrate the work of school counselors. School counselors are helping support students around their socio-emotional needs. They're helping support students in their transition to college. And the data are clear about the impact that school counselors have. In fact, students who meet with a school counselor are nearly 7 times more likely to complete the FAFSA to access financial aid. They are more than 3 times as likely to attend college. They are more than twice as likely to attend bachelor's degree programs. They're more likely to take the SAT and the ACT. Counselors are helping students find a path to their future. But in too many schools around the country, students don't have that access. In fact, in 20% of our high schools serving nearly 1 million students, students don't have any access to a school counselor. In many of our high poverty schools, counselors are serving 400, 500, 600, 700 students, a single counselor. And they're unable to provide students with the support they need. And perhaps most troubling, for 1.6 million of our students, they're in a school where there is a sworn law enforcement officer and no school counselor. Think about the message that sends to young people about what we expect from them and what we expect for them. We need as a country to invest in our school counselors because it's an investment in our young people and the future of our economy and our democracy. So I want to say, to our school counselors who are here, from every college application you help with, to every word of wisdom for students during trying times, to all the encouragement you give to them, to their teachers, and to their families, thank you from a grateful country. Thank you for believing in our young people. To all the students who are here, I want you to know we see you, we believe in you, and we want you to keep pushing forward, and we will be there to support you. I'm proud to be here today, proud to celebrate our school counselors. Thank you so much. And now it's my pleasure to introduce a video that will give us a sense of the important work school counselors do each day.
I'm really getting excited about being able to have conversations with other people about what does a school counselor do. I love being able to tell them about how we can impact student lives.
Seeing them succeed, seeing them rise above the challenges. There is nothing more satisfying to me personally as a school counselor.
To be able to partner with my students, to get to know them, to advocate for them, to just broaden their academic endeavors, to know what it is that they want to do, to be a part of their journey and prepare them for that.
Having that habitual reinforcement day in and day out and that connection with the adult, I think they create the ultimate person on your campus that you don't want to disappoint.
It's so fun to watch them become who they are and be passionate about what they're going to be. I work with young people who are straight up going to change the world.
Having school counselors in my life that impacted me really drove me to want to enter into the profession.
I grew up in a single-parent household, but it was great teachers and great counselors that kind of got me through and helped me to realize the potential that I might have to do something more in life.
The school counselor has an impact on every single student on that campus.
Giving these kids the right kind of context to be able to not only look at where they've been and who they are, and more importantly, who they are becoming, you can't do without them.
Now it's time to welcome the State School Counselors of the Year to the Kennedy Center stage. Now, here to introduce the School Counselor of the Year, former First Lady Michelle Obama.
Well, hello, everyone. How's everybody doing? Oh, come on. You can do better than that. Now that's how I feel. I'm back. Here I am. This is what back looks like.
I am beyond thrilled to be here at the Kennedy Center with all of you to honor the amazing people joining me here on this stage, our 2018 National School Counselor of the Year and State School Counselors of the Year. Let's give them another round of applause. These men and women are transforming the lives of young people across the country, and as always, I am in awe of them. I am inspired by them, and I am so grateful for everything they do. And I want to start by recognizing a few of the folks who helped to make this day possible. Thanks so much to Richard Wong, Jill Cook, and all of our friends at ASCA for their continued support of our school counselors, yes, and for hosting this event today. I also want to thank the Lethal Ladies for that phenomenal performance. Those ladies blew me away when I first saw them last spring, and they once again took my breath away. So they are outstanding, and I'm so proud of them. And of course, Kyla and DeMarcus. Oh. I don't know if you hear me, if you're out there, you all were amazing. You make us proud. You did a great job. Just keep working hard in school. And you're going to be up here one day doing all of this. So we're proud of them. And of course, I want to give a huge shout out to our special guests who have done so much for Reach Higher over the years. Ted Allen, Lala Anthony, Connie Britton, Amanda Freitag, Carla Hall, John King. Time and again, no matter what we asked of these folks, from joining social media campaigns to getting on planes coming to events, they always say yes. And I know Eric Waldo was wondering whether anyone would return his call once he left the White House. But once again, these folks and so many have stepped up, because they weren't in this just for a visit to the White House. They were in it because they believe in these counselors and they care deeply about our kids. And I'm so grateful for their commitment and their friendship. And the same is true for all of you in this room today. All the folks on our Reach Higher Advisory Board, and all the advocates and experts who've been our partners every step of this journey. We absolutely could not do this without all of you, and I can't thank you for everything you do to make our work possible. Now, it has been a year since we came together at the White House for the 2017 National School Counselor of the Year ceremony, and a few things have changed since then. But if you recall, that was my last official speech as First Lady. And I made a personal promise to all of you back then. I promised that I would continue working on the issues I took on at the White House for the rest of my life. Yes, despite... Despite all the changes going on around us, we have continued the work of Reach Higher to help young people attend college. Thankfully, that work did not end. And in a year since we left the White House, Reach Higher has gotten a lot done. They've hosted 1,500 college signing day events in all 50 states, hundreds more than last year, and we've tripled our number of social media impressions. Through the Better Make Room campaign, we've sent over 1.7 million texts to over 100,000 students to help them register for standardized tests, apply to college, get financial aid. We've also hosted training summits across the country to provide professional development for more than 550 counselors and educators, serving more than 250,000 students. And these are just some of the highlights. There is so much more, and I'm proud of Eric Waldo, the team, everyone for making it happen. Very proud of them. And make no mistake about it, we are supporting efforts like these because we know
where the real work of changing kids' lives happens. It happens on the ground, in classrooms and communities, and in those face-to-face, heart-to-heart interactions between our kids and caring educators and counselors like the folks on this stage. But too often in this country, we lose sight of that basic truth. Too often we get caught up thinking that real change only happens through the White House or by passing legislation or signing some big executive order. We think that only the president or first lady can make big national statements or shift culture or impact public debate. And don't get me wrong, all of that is critically important to bringing about change. But one thing Barack has always said, one thing we've both seen throughout our careers, especially during our time in the White House, is that real change doesn't happen from the top down here in Washington. Real change happens from the bottom up in communities across this country, and that is particularly true when it comes to our kids. I firmly believe that the men and women on this stage, our counselors and educators, have a far bigger impact on our kids' lives than any president or first lady. It doesn't even come close. Doesn't come close. Think about it for a minute. Think about who our students are exposed to nearly every single day. It's all of you. Our counselors and educators, they watch how you dress, they watch how you carry yourselves, they watch how you treat others, they listen to the language you use, they see how hard you work, they notice whether you show up on time or not, whether you do what you say or not. Hour after hour, you all serve as living, breathing examples of the kind of people they should aspire to be. And trust me, I know this work isn't easy, especially right now. I know there's a lot of anxiety out there. And there's no denying that our kids, what they see on TV, the kind of behavior being modeled in public life, all of that, yes, impacts their behavior and their character. But at times like this, the work that you are all doing is even more urgent. It's even more critically important. See, you all have the power to teach our kids what it means to go high when others go low. You have that power. Every day, you all have the power to shape and mold those kids, to inspire them when they feel discouraged, to remind them they belong. That no matter how much money they have or where their families come from, this is their country too. You have that power. You have the power to show our children that they matter. No matter what their race or walk of life or faith, they are all valued for who they are. And no matter how alone or afraid they might feel, they are seen and they are loved. This is what our school counselors do every single day. And our National School Counselor of the Year, Ms. Perry, is a perfect example. Kirsten is the sole counselor, which is often the case, the sole counselor at the Lawndale Community Academy in Chicago, a school where 99% of kids come from low-income families. This school has faced its share of challenges, but from day one, Kirsten was undaunted. As one of the teachers at her school said about her, and this is a quote, she said, "Ms. Perry is all about action. She takes the lead on almost every initiative at the school, and believe me, this is no exaggeration. Just listen to this. In addition to individually counseling students, monitoring their academic and emotional progress, and helping those kids apply to high school, Kirsten runs peer tutoring programs and workshops for parents. She's created after-school dance programs and basketball and running programs. She's organized assemblies and field trips and job fairs to get students excited about college and careers. She's brought in speakers on topics ranging from internet safety awareness to HIV awareness. She's implemented school-wide initiatives that have improved attendance, reduced fighting. She's convinced organizations to donate everything from mental health counseling to warm winter coats. And she's raised money to buy dozens of laptops and projectors so that all Lawndale students now have access to technology. Since Kirsten came to Lawndale, the percentage of students on track to graduate from high school nearly doubled. And yes, every school counselor and educator in this country, I hope you all know that you have far more influence on our children than people they don't even know in places far away. Because our kids know you, and they love you, and they know how much you love them. And they understand that you'll always be there for them, that you will always have their backs. And let me tell you, nothing is more powerful than that. Nothing. That's what sticks with them. That's what they'll take with them for the rest of their lives. And I know that's what keeps you all going every single day. You see, folks like these folks up here, like all of you all, you don't get dragged down by the headlines, by the false claims about our children and our neighborhoods. You don't have time for that nonsense because you're out there doing the work. Instead of being distracted by the negativity, you are buoyed by the truth that you see in the eyes of our children. The truth that every single one of them has something to contribute. You're looking at young people like Kyla and DeMarcus, and you ask yourselves every day, what can I do to lift up this child right now today? See, and that's why we all must remain hopeful. Because no matter what's going on right now, out there, all that noise, you know that our young people are the future. And the most important thing we can do as individuals and as a nation is to believe in all of them, to invest in all of them, and to build schools and communities worthy of their boundless promise. That's what you all are doing. And that's what we're celebrating here today. We are celebrating that passion, that determination, that unyielding hope. And while it was nice to hold this event in the White House last year, this was never about the White House. It was never about me or Barack. And it's never about the handful of people who happen to be in power at any given time. It always was, always is, always will be about folks like Kirsten and these school counselors and all the people in our communities who wake up every day, educate our kids and run our businesses and protect our streets. It's about our faith leaders and school board members, the parents and neighbors, folks who step up and coach that team, cook that meal, welcome that family into the neighborhood who's been through so much. Folks who model decency and dignity and integrity for our kids every single day. See, that's who we are. That more than anything is what shapes our children, and that's what makes America great. The work that folks like Kirsten are doing for young people across the country. So, it is my pleasure and honor to celebrate all of you and to introduce Kirsten here today. So, ladies and gentlemen, the 2018 National School Counselor of the Year, Kirsten Perry.
Okay, so now that is a tough act to follow. I want to first thank Mrs. Obama for your support of school counselors and for recognizing the positive impact that we have on our nation's youth. Thank you for providing so many youth throughout our nation with mirrors and windows, regardless of their background or circumstance. The girls in my school see someone who looks like them from the Chicago public school system and know that they too can become the First Lady of the United States. finally, thank you for keeping your promise to continue this work through the legacy of your Reach Higher initiative and Better Make Room campaign. I also want to thank the American School Counselor Association for this great honor to represent school counselors and our profession at the national level. On behalf of school counselors throughout this nation and around the world, thank you for your continued support. Through ASCA's development of a model school counseling framework, continual research, and ongoing professional development, we are driving our work using data and creating intentional interventions that work to address systemic issues in our schools and communities. Standing with me today are school counselors from across the nation who've made a difference in student achievement through the implementation of comprehensive school counseling programs. Each of you is an example of the important work that we do to empower students, families, schools, and communities. Throughout a child's pre-K through 12th grade education, school counselors work collaboratively with staff, parents, and community members to ensure that all students are provided with personal, social, and academic supports. School counselors provide students and families with knowledge and awareness of college and career opportunities that may not have seemed attainable. Working as a public school counselor in North Lawndale, located on the west side of Chicago, I've listened to so many painful stories of loss, of hardship, and of misfortune that it could be overwhelming and difficult to process at times. What always impresses me about this community, my students and their families, is their amazing strength and resilience despite the obstacles that life has given them. Yet despite this promise and potential, so many of our youth continue to fall through the cracks. As an elementary and middle school counselor, I know it is essential to create interventions that are both systemic and individual to increase student outcomes in high school. At the systemic level, it starts with attendance. Our children and youth must attend school every day. One way I addressed this issue at Lawndale was to form a student council group with students like DeMarcus, who demonstrated a desire to lead and improve the school climate. My student council group helped me understand what would make students more interested in coming to school. Together, we completed a grant to increase after-school programs and created a number of motivational events. Due to the continued support and ideas of students like DeMarcus, we have seen a 3.2% increase in student attendance over the past 2 years and a 61% decrease in chronic absenteeism. These types of interventions, both school-wide and individual, aren't always easy. For students, life is not always easy.